Oh,
Welcome back to another big week of Down with Boring. With
Huge.
fun, frolics, and suspicious parents.
yes, they actually are lurking always. Because understandably so, really. If they heard the show.
Just realised the mic that I speak into for the show was resting gently on my lap there.
No.
Not sure how I missed that. So any sound issues were because of the rustle of the fabric on my thigh. A little bit of sauce for all you listening
If
at
people
home.
are wondering how we're feeling as festival season draws to a close, just seen here, what you won't have heard is that we actually...
Literally me staring at the microphone on my lap like, I got to pick that up, haven't I? Oh.
What you won't have known is before this as well, we started recording and I realised the microphone wasn't working on my side either. So it's going as well as you can imagine.
On my side.
Oh, exactly. So you're better than me.
It wasn't a technical issue.
It was just
a human error.
The location of it more than anything. But yeah, we're back this week. No special guest because this name.
We don't have time to sort one.
Yeah, just
basically
didn't happen, to be honest.
It's
been a lot going on. I
think we're out the other side. There's light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, people
now,
are busy at the moment. The festival's going on. We're letting people do what they're going to do. And again, we interviewed a lot of people at those two festivals we covered this year on the show. So,
ratio, probably a mistake, really.
Ratio, balance it out.
Should have done them all and saved them for later shows instead.
Yeah, but then everyone got the delight all at once. It'd be like if you ordered a roast dinner and you got bits each week. The whole point is you have it as a meal.
For a roast dinner.
We could go for a roast dinner. It is a Sunday, by the way, everyone, when we're recording this. So we could actually go for a roast dinner. That is the issue with
London, isn't it?
What's that?
No carveries.
Yeah, you are correct. Yeah, the Toby Carveries
right, you
are
end
limited.
up paying like 20 quid for a shit pub roast, don't you?
Yeah.
Which I just refuse to do.
Yeah, it's the balance. Trying to find it out. I think I'm going to go for a roast next week, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So...
How dare
you?
Go. Where are you going?
I don't know yet. This is the problem. This is the problem we're finding here. There's no roast. I'm sure outside of London, it's booming.
Maybe I'll commute to like Surrey just to get a Toby
There's a Toby
Carvery
in Croydon, which I think is technically our closest
one. Maybe I'll commute to Surrey for a Toby Carvery.
I don't blame you. In any sense.
There's one in Reading too, actually, isn't there? One near the festival site.
We walked past it, didn't we, at the festival?
We did. Maybe that set off the craving.
Yeah.
Why do they only let you have one Yorkshire pudding? That's just batter. They should you can just have surely infinite puddings, like a bottomless brunch, but Yorkshire puddings and gravy.
Yeah, I feel like out of everything on the menu, that is something that is quite freely. You can give that away quite easily.
You'd think so,
but apparently
here
not.
we are.
But yeah, anyway, we're hungry.
No decent car boot sales either.
We're hungry.
Not at the carvery.
We're looking for food, but we do have a delightful menu ahead of us today. More new music.
We do. The set menu,
of course,
3-course a la carte.
It serves up.
Is that different to set menu?
No.
I don't really know.
It depends,
No, I think set menu and a la carte are different.
Why is that?
I think a la carte means you get to choose from the cart rather than the set menu being a set menu.
That makes sense. But then they give you a little bit of choice, bit of wiggle room,
Well, I think it's just, it's like, do you want the nice thing or 3 shit options?
The choice?
That's normally the set menu, isn't it?
Yeah, and like that.
Do you want chicken pie or do you want a single pepper stuffed with rice?
Oh, I wonder what they're going to go for.
Or do you want, like, a mussel?
So just like that. Welcome to the set menu
This is the single muscle of the podcast.
You wanted something else and you got this. But so welcome back. I mean, before we start, there is a new issue of Dork magazine out in the world that we'll give a shout out to. Mm-hmm. It's out now. Head to the Dork website.
It's good.
You can pick up a copy. The one only
got my chat with Yardak.
Certainly does. It covers our time at Reading. Yeah, that's it. Sam Fender on the cover, of course.
The man,
doing absolute bits. Yeah, he gave me a wave once, Sam Fender. I say he gave me a wave. I'm convinced there was someone behind me, so I kind of waved back and then had that realization.
Where was this?
It was at a venue. It was at where was it? It was at Brixton Academy.
Was he on stage?
No, it wasn't there.
Right. Okay.
Gave a wave, so I didn't know, but it wouldn't make sense necessarily for him to wave at me because we've never met before. So
well, then he didn't wave at you, did he?
Well, maybe he's just a nice guy. You can wave at people that you've never met before.
Yeah, he's not going to wave at everyone, though, is he?
Maybe I'm the lucky one, Or maybe not.
Interesting thing about the new issue of Dork actually is there's a special gift for one lucky subscriber. Did you know this, Jamie?
I didn't. What's the gift?
Yeah. Drink whatever you're drinking, and we'll get into it, mate.
It's actually a green tea, because
Oh, I could go for a cup of tea. I won't though because we're recording, Jamie, and I'm a professional.
We're just trying to basically be like, we're recording here. We want to be at a roast. We want to be drinking some sort of cup of tea.
Mate, honestly, I went shopping this morning and I'm now sitting going, maybe I'll just go buy a roast. I don't even have any money. I've spent all my money at festivals and I'm like, hey, maybe I'll just go get a roast. Just go get a roast,
What gift?
You'll be dead for longer, won't you? Go get a roast.
What gift does one lucky subscriber get from picking up the new issue of Dork, Jake?
Well, slipped in between the papery pages of Dork magazine.
Papery pages.
Is actually, I mean, to be fair, you're probably going to notice this when it comes through the door because it's the Dork mailbag,
No.
Jamie. Yeah.
We're just giving it out now, are we?
Squelching Hessian sack of the Dork mailbag, filled with all manner of viscera like a jellied eel containing letters. Will be posted through someone's mailbox. I haven't actually opened my new copy of Talk, Jamie.
Well, maybe you've got it. Are you opening it now?
Maybe I've got it. I'm opening it now. Unfortunately, you can't hear it because I'm a very quiet reader.
He's got delicate hands.
Something I developed when I was at war, and lo and behold, in the middle of the copy of Dork, and ruining the entire with its greasy substances is, of course, the Dork mailbag, Jamie. I've been gifted it. It's like the
What are the
mask.
chances?
Jim Carrey tries to throw it out the window, but it just reappears on the bed.
It's like the mask. What are the chances, that it's come back to you? So
about 100%, really, because that's it's not real, is it?
Yeah.
But here it is.
Yes.
It's got 2 letters in it.
Amazing.
2 handwritten notes. One of them here doesn't have a name on it. It just says,
Same.
What do you think of that, Jamie?
Same.
Yeah. Did you write this? Actually, it looks like your handwriting.
I think that was when I was coming back from my sick festival on the bounce, when I kind of just went, "So how are you feeling today?" And I just went, just a noise at this point.
But you wrote it down.
I wrote it down for you because I just wanted to make sure that you were fully aware. You're out
great.
doing other bits.
Thank you. It's appreciated.
But mood. I guess I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel it all, and it's only.
What's that thing people used to put? A gratuitous photo of yourself.
It's only going to get more manic. Next few months are going to be busy, aren't they?
Things can only get better, as D. Ream said.
Yes.
Used by New Labour before everything started getting it worse forever, which has continued until today.
So take that what you will. Take that how you will.
Cox and D. Ream.
Take that how you will. Understandable.
Anyway, second letter here.
Yes.
A bit meaty, a bit more substantial, like roast pork, maybe. Ash from Dorking Deep Dean.
Wow.
Yeah.
Didn't know that was a place. Where is that?
Don't know if I'm saying that right. I have no idea. I didn't write the letter, Jamie. It's just arrived from Dorking Deep Dean.
What's Ash got to say?
Ash says, "Hi, Dork. Would you rather wear a fleece all summer or shorts all winter?" Presumably spring and autumn you get to yourself.
Yeah. It's only certain times of the year. I've been known to wear jackets when it's way too hot. I've been known to wear jumpers when it's way too hot. So I actually think I'm probably going to lean towards the fleece for the summer, to be honest. I think, why not? It's better to be too hot than too cold, If you're too cold, you might get, swept away by the chill.
Right.
Whereas I think that, I'd rather that, if it's mega cold and you're wearing shorts, that's dangerous more than anything. So fleece is the option.
Suppose, yeah.
Fleece will be the option for me. I'm more than fine to layer up and just let what happen.
Whatever will be, will
exactly.
be.
What about you, Jake? Are you
well,
shorts?
I think winter's quite uncomfortable, right?
I like winter. I'm a winter soul.
No, I mean like clothing wise.
Right.
If
Okay.
you were out,
Yeah.
Whereas, so you wouldn't, right? If it's too cold,
Yes.
and you're properly layered up, right? You wouldn't stand in the cold like, oh, this is nice. Whereas in the summer, if it's a nice day and you're wearing the right clothes, you'd lie around all day like, this is it, isn't it? I don't want to ruin that with a fleece.
Right.
So I think I'd pick the shorts. Both sound horrible. But I would pick the shorts just because winter is already a season in which you are darting from like indoor area to indoor area.
So it's the nature.
Plus,
it's the nature that's it for you. You know, it's the nature of the
I've seen
outside.
postal workers wearing shorts in the winter and their legs don't fall off. So
Yet.
Well, true.
Yet.
True. But everyone you see in a fleece in the summer dies.
Is it? Is that what happens?
Plus climate change, things are going to get hotter. I might as well be wearing shorts.
Two very different outlooks on life here. I'm a man who says bring on the heat. Jake wants to relax in it. And that's why we've both ended up where we are today. That's nice.
What, the gutter?
The broken mess of the summer that was. We are both here. I think did I wear a fleece this summer? I definitely wore a jumper this summer. So, what can I say? What can I say?
Did we have a summer? I don't really remember summer.
Whose summer? Music news, everyone.
Music news.
Of course, right on in with any more of your questions and your queries, your observations.
Yes, please do. Please do. The mailbag returns to me, be what may. So you will, of course, be shouted out.
As much as he's tried, as much as Jake has tried to get rid of this mailbag, it clearly just keeps returning.
It simply will not leave me.
So don't worry.
If I don't air these grievances each week, I will die. Like a male ferret full of sex hormones.
Talking of a ferret with sex hormones, how do you feel about the big news this week, which was Blossoms and Rick Astley? They're coming together.
No. Sorry. What have you written on our schedule here, Jamie?
Right, look, there's a typo, right? And it's Rock Astley, which I actually
think... Dwayne the Rock Astley and Blossoms are doing...
Dwayne the Rock Astley has decided he's not going back to lay the smack down. He's here to actually lay down some tunes with Blossoms, because they've announced that they're going to be teaming up to play a couple of shows.
So to clarify, Rick Astley and Blossoms.
Yeah, before anyone...
2 shows, and they're playing songs of the Smiths at these shows.
Yes.
Which I can't imagine anyone that used to be in the Smiths would be sort of confused or annoyed about.
Well, I mean, like, no one, I guess they're not doing it, are they? There's not like the Smiths
exactly.
touring
So you
around.
think you could probably do that and Johnny Marr wouldn't tweet like a old angry man about it.
Turns out, Johnny Marr, of course, off of Smiths, has described it as funny and horrible at the same time, which is actually how this show is described in the comments every single week. It's funny, but it is horrible at the same time. He's kind of... I don't know if he's not a fan or if he's just a bit bemused by it. I think it's kind of a mixture.
Well, it seems weird to me because, like, Johnny Marr, right? Like... I don't understand how he doesn't get that if he was involved, it would be weirder. Like, he says, they didn't run it by me first.
Yeah.
But, like, the whole point is
it's not
that Blossoms and Rick Astley, who are fans of the Smiths, are doing cover versions of the Smiths.
Yeah.
Like, if you turn to karaoke and you said, I'm going to do It's Not Unusual, and Tom Jones walks on stage and says, me too, well, you're not doing karaoke anymore, are you? Like...
Also,
like Johnny Marr cannot do this because then it's a completely different thing.
It would be like if
then Johnny Marr has just enlisted Rick Astley and Blossoms to replace the rest of the Smiths.
It would be like karaoke if someone was like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do Oh, do you know what I'm going to do? I don't know, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. And you look at the back and there's John Bon Jovi. And he's like, well, failed to ask me. So I don't know about how I feel about this. Like, people can do
Bursting
that.
into every karaoke bar in the country. Going, you could have asked me.
Had a bit of,
you could have
bit of respect, guys. Bit of respect. Yeah. I mean, this is great. I mean, as just to lay it out, it was kind of announced on the first of Blossom's kind of like London Forum shows when Rick Astley came out and did This Charming Man and a couple of other songs. And then everyone was like, oh, that's quite a nice cover. And then they went, oh, by the way, we're actually doing some shows. And it's phenomenal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it is absurd.
I'm a fan.
But, in a good way.
Huge fan of this. It means you can go and, go and sing along to songs of the Smiths when we can't really do that anymore.
Well, if you've got 40 quid.
Yeah, famously. Yeah, we don't have that sort of money around here. Barely got enough to keep the lights on at this moment in time. So
spend it all on postage costs for the mailbag.
for a joke. And look at us now. Who's the joke now?
We are. We always have been.
I'm looking forward to this. It's happening in October, so not that long ago. Not too long to go. And yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be a bit weird if they announced it like 9 months in advance, wouldn't it? As the Smiths once said, that joke isn't funny anymore.
Yeah, of course.
That joke wouldn't be funny anymore if you announced it 9 months in advance, as the alternate version of the song goes.
So basically, Johnny Marr, come on, mate. Get involved. Like, have a bit of a laugh with it.
Get involved.
Come on, play the game. And Blossoms and Rick Astley are looking forward to it. Should be a good old fun. Now, we were trying to decide whether we wanted to play a song of the Smiths. But
the thing is with playing the Smiths is some of that money will go to Morrissey.
Yeah, and we can't allow that to happen.
A toilet in human form.
So we were trying to work it out. So what do you reckon we should play, Jake? If we can't play the Smiths, what are we going to do, you reckon?
Well, I think, realistically, Blossoms are the dorkiest of the bands of those three, aren't they? So
long-standing favourites of ours.
Play a classic from Blossoms.
Yes, let's do that. So let's listen to, I don't know, Charlemagne by Blossoms.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say goodbye, never gonna tell a lie and hurt you, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna run around and desert you, never gonna make you cry, never gonna say
Got you.
See what we
God,
did there?
what a cutting edge joke.
What a dated
no one
joke.
would have experienced before. That's honestly, what's that? I mean, what's that, about a decade old reference?
Oh, mate, even longer.
Thing is, though, when they announced this, people were commenting on Facebook. This is how you know Facebook's dead. People were commenting like, "Is this a Rickroll?" And it's just like, guys. That's not a very current reference.
No, it's a little bit.
And that's
gone.
why we did it on the show.
Yes,
it was ironic,
because we are cutting edge and hilarious. That's exactly how it works. Speaking of cutting edge, got some more, got some live news for you, Jake. Let's start off with The Great Escape, who has announced its first 50 acts for 2022. The return of The Great Escape. It's what we've all been longing for, waiting for.
It is. It's been 2 years because obviously of how it falls.
Yes.
It didn't happen. It was basically one of the first casualties, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was around that time. It was like the first ones to come. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So it's coming back, and they obviously did this thing where they announced the first 50 acts who are going to play, and they also then do like a little bit of a showcase in London. Before this year, they're going to do a showcase in London and Brighton, as well as online. Jake, everywhere
on the net,
everywhere,
surfing the web,
it's there in your face, ready to go. We bring this up because Dork's getting involved in it. Actually, we're doing a showcase.
We are
on the 17th of November at Oslo in London.
We've got Rick Astley, Blossoms,
Johnny Marr
playing.
And we've let them all know that they're all going to be there at the same time, and some of them might do songs.
Johnny Marr's going to cover Rick Astley covering the Smiths.
Massive. But if that doesn't come through, thankfully we've also got another lineup which has got people like Myci, Delilah Montague, Jada, who's like a Danish like pop producer singer. She's really, really good, and Kwaku Asante. So that's going to be a very lovely evening. So join us.
It's a bit of a trendy lineup, isn't it?
Well, what are you trying to say? We're cool.
It's a bit cooler than the two of us, isn't it?
Well, we tried to put ourselves forward, and they literally said, "How much can we pay you for these two not to be there?" So we might not see you
Yeah,
there.
they could have run it past us, didn't they? We could have compared it.
They could have run it past us.
Why didn't we get the call?
Come on. But yeah,
Come on, lads.
pick up a ticket. 17th of November. Should be very, very good. And yeah, obviously, so they're doing there's a bunch of other shows. Obviously, First 50, people like Lime Garden, Malady, a bunch of people have been at Daisy Brain. They've been announced to play the festival next year, and they're also doing other shows around London, which obviously means you should unfortunately miss them and come to the Dork Show. It's just the way it is, unfortunately, guys. And then yeah, they're doing an online version the next night with people like Wallace, of course, friend of the show, and a bunch of other names who can't get here for whatever reason. So yeah, that's gonna be good. But then also a few days before, we've got our first Dorks Night Out. There's Dorks Night Out happening, Jake, which we're looking forward to.
I won't be there.
All right, we'll discuss this afterwards. It's the 10th of November at the Camden Assembly. It's Phoebe Green.
Can't
Phoebe
go.
Green headlining, Jake.
Oh, all right. Yeah, I'll come along then. No worries.
Right. Yeah. She's going to be joined on the night.
Put me down plus 18.
Right, okay. I'll let everyone know. You're going to be joined on the night by Joey Maxwell and Molly Coddle now. So it's a cracking evening, all going down.
It is. It's going to be very, very
It's good fun.
I will be there, despite my earlier notions to the contrary. Good to be able to do gigs again.
Exactly.
First door gig in ages.
It is.
Because all the venues closed for some reason.
Yeah, for some reason,
Can't remember why.
people weren't going out to shows. I can't remember what it was for. But yeah, it's going to be good. So it's all going on in November. So make sure you get your tickets to both.
Remember,
The-
it's all going on in November.
Correct. Let's have a listen to Joey Maxwell, who's joining our Dorks Night Out show. This is Streetlights.
Give me a bottle of the best wine. Street light, I really wanna leave my past behind. Leave me when it gets this dark. I'm talking about new life. Forgot about the gruesome past. I'm fine. Excuse me when I wear my scars. You don't care about the past.
Streetlights. That's what you'll see when you're walking to the venues.
Are they called streetlights in the UK?
Well, they're lampposts more than anything, but is that just the post?
Yeah, well, that's the post,
Right.
isn't it? Street lamps, maybe?
Lights.
Streetcar called Desire?
I guess it would be streetlights.
The streets?
That was it. Yeah, Mike Skinner's up there, is he? Just
Yeah.
giving it out. Just giving it all that.
What a street?
Street shiners.
The streety of Versailles?
Street beacons. Street
Liam Gallagher fell out of a helicopter.
discuss.
Yeah. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about I have many questions about this news. For a bit of context, everyone. If we lay out the
questions do you have?
context.
See if I can answer them.
Okay, the question is
I have. Liam Gallagher
Where?
fell out of a helicopter.
what happened?
Isle of Wight Festival.
So he was trying to get off the island in the helicopter.
Presumably. And he fell out of the helicopter.
How do you fall out of the helicopter?
It's
How do you
weird
fall out of the
because-
helicopter?
It's
How
weird
do you
because
fall out?
obviously we're getting all of this from his Twitter,
Yes.
and he hasn't actually given us that many. He basically just said, check this out. I fell out the helicopter, of course, last night. You couldn't write it. All good. Who said rock and roll is dead? Keith Moon, eat your drum skin out. Come on, you know, LG, kiss. And then a photo of his face with some plasters on it.
So he fell out and landed on his face.
Well, I don't know. Presumably.
Madness. Again, the helicopter has doors. You know, it is not like he's riding out of
they
the Isle of
don't.
Wight in like a
Maybe he
Chinook
got
or whatever
in-
the thing is.
The Chinook.
That's the one. That's the fella. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Maybe he is. Maybe he's got in a military transport. They've had to keep the doors open in case they need to use the machine guns.
Famously, what, as they go over the festival, as they're leaving, they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I've had enough of these guys." Jesus Christ!
People could, someone horrible could come on, and people could be scrambling to get onto the helicopter. You never know.
You never know. I mean, this is a wild, just falling out of a helicopter. The way that he's put it online makes it seem like, you won't believe this. I had my bike crashed into a wall. It's like, no, you fell out of a helicopter. People don't do that.
It can't have been very high up. He doesn't seem to have broke any bones. It must have been
But it
like
must have
5
been
foot or
high
something.
enough to do some damage. And if he's landed on his face, like, he's done some
But
damage.
what if he fell out? What if he fell out while climbing in, slipped and hit his face on the rail of the helicopter?
Oh, that's a good shout. Yeah. Nope. Yeah. That's good.
Or he fell out from thousands of feet and his parka acted like a sort of parachute, but not enough to stop him facing any damage. Like Mary Poppins
Like Mary
floating
Poppins.
down. Brit Poppins.
Yeah. Who's that up there? It's like, it's go sailing down. In all seriousness, it's good that he's not seriously hurt falling out of a helicopter. It's just madness, though. That this is a situation that is going on.
Why didn't you just get the ferry?
I've heard the ferry's very good, actually.
Well, I've heard it's very expensive and not very good from numerous guests that we've had on the show.
That's true. I mean, maybe if any of our Isle of Wight contingent, obviously, who have been on the show, give us an update on the helicopter procedures that are around the Isle of Wight, that'd be greatly appreciated. We're looking at you, Lauren Hibbard, Coach Party.
You could probably make up some kind of Fatboy Slim Isle of Wight joke, couldn't you? Like white here, white now. Maybe.
Right? Yeah.
We could workshop that later. Like someone says, they're at no, Festival's not there anymore, is it? You'd have to think of
Like another event.
they're on the island, and someone says Norman.
Right. Yeah.
Where's the Isle of Wight, and when will we be there? And he says, white here, white now.
Because Jonathan Ross is also involved in this equation. Clearly, Liam Gallagher has said that he might use this photo of him after falling out the plane as his next album shot. Which,
Well, his album covers are normally shit, so that would make sense.
Jesus Christ! But don't worry, he had an Estrella by the looks of it, and he's all fine now. So, what a way!
Great.
What a time!
All's well that ends well.
Exactly.
Hey.
You could say that Liam Gallagher has shown once again that he will live forever, because that's a song that they have. It's called "Live Forever" by Oasis.
No, you have to play a solo one, mate. Sorry.
Me and Jake argued during that song about which solo track we would play, and then it got to the end of the song. So thankfully we don't have to
Yeah,
revisit
what
that.
a shame. Hey, we couldn't listen to. Who even knows any of them? Remember BDI?
Yeah.
What was that all about?
Music. Let's get on to some new tracks, shall we?
BDI is like when you look at your haircut when you were 15 and you go, fucking hell, what was I thinking?
They had a song called "Four Letter Word," which was quite good. BDI.
No, it wasn't. No, new music before you start apologising for BDI.
Let's get on to some new music that we could agree is very, very good.
Agreedy-I.
It's been a long week. Really has. Fucking hell.
I feel like shit.
Let's talk about something that's going to
I
make
tell you what,
feel-
Winnie the Pooh could beat the shit out of me right now. That's how bad I feel.
Do just to give some reference to what's happened before we get into these new tracks. So there's been a bunch of gigs this week. Jake, as you've gone off to many zoos that are dotted around the country, we went to go see the Libertines with friends of the show, Black Honey and Sports Team in Rochester. Had a lovely day out, and then you went straight from that to.
So last weekend I went to Wireless Festival, and then got home on the Sunday, woke up on the Monday and went down to Brighton for a couple of days. Then saw Tom Jones, then came home for about an hour, and then went to Rochester. And then after Rochester, went home, and then went to Whipsnade Zoo.
Shout out Whipsnade Zoo.
Yeah, walked around that for hours because it's fucking huge, just miles. And then stayed the night there, which was a birthday present from my loving girlfriend. And then after that, got free entry to London Zoo, so went there for the day, and then came home, and then woke up this morning and felt like I'd been punched in the face over and over again by Mike Tyson.
It makes you feel better, Jake. I've just spilt the green tea all down my shirt. So
Should we talk about some music? This has all gone a bit wrong.
Yeah, let's sort it all out.
You're just gonna sit there with the green tea on you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna sit in this puddle of green tea. But don't worry, Sundara Karma are back, Jake, with a brand new track called Godsend, which I guess like so. Obviously, Sundara Karma put out kind of like 2 albums so far. I think if you remember, they put out like an EP, I want to say the end of last year. There was definitely a lot more like, it's a general term, but like hyper pop kind of, in your face, kind of like completely different to what we expected before. And then this is another kind of step, kind of like in that direction with Godsend. This just sounds like almost like a emo post rock with PC music, kind of like huge track that like if it was a cheesecake, you'd eat all of it and be like, holy shit, I'm not eating anything else ever again because this has filled me up forever.
I could go for a cheesecake.
Could go for it. Do you think they do it at the roast place? Maybe
we could have an audio roast in the cheesecake by listening to the song.
Exactly. It's a big one. And it's really, really exciting. Just like you would never expect this to be. If someone played this to you, you'd be like, I have no idea that it was Sundara Karma, which I think is really great. I think it's just like good that bands are willing to try something completely different, completely push against everything they've done before, and not be afraid of having to, I don't know, fit into like a formula that they've kind of that's taken them this far. I really, really like that kind of like, I don't know, like that daring kind of spirit. And the result is this is like amazing. Like it's potentially like the best thing that they've ever done, and it's looking good. They played the Lexington as well recently, and that looked like mental. So looking forward to it.
Great band, great song.
It's wonderful stuff. Let's have a listen now. Sundara Karma, Godsend.
Speaking of bands that have maybe moved away from their initial sound, Talk Show have dropped a new single called Underworld, and it's very similar to the one we listened to a while back, which was just
basically
a completely bonkers sort of dance track from an indie band.
Jesus Christ!
This one's called Underworld, and they've called it their own Born Slippy, which is obviously a song by Underworld.
See what they've done? See what they've done?
Produced by Two of Hot Chip, and it's just another one of that kind of real throwback to that sort of Manchester stuff. You know, it's very clearly a band making the song, but it's also very clearly designed to be heard at 2 a.m. when your eyes are looking in different directions.
Yeah. It kind of follows on from that, like you say, that track we talked about before, which honestly, just could have just destroyed buildings. It was that large. And yeah, like you said, it's nice that they're like continuing this direction. It's nice that like there's always a problem with, I guess, a lot of new bands at the moment. They kind of fall into this same sort of sound, and you can end up mistaking one for the other. They feel like they, I don't know, carving out their own identity a bit more.
Yeah, I also think it sounds like another band that have taken lockdown to kind of work out what they want to do and come out sounding different, but also stronger. And more like they have this direction rather than... Because, you know, debut albums and stuff can always feel like, oh, here's just the songs we had.
Yeah.
And it feels like with these guys, when they get round to an album, it's very much going to be, this is what we wanted to make, because they've had so long to work it out. They've announced an EP, which is out next year, I believe, called Touch the Ground. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing where they go from here, but very much looking forward to more... kind of cohesive stuff. It really feels like they've found their niche now.
Yeah. Really looking forward to what they're going to do. And yeah, if it sounds like each track is getting better and better. So good stuff. Also, yeah,
So this
Unit.
Oh, Unit. That it. Also, Unit. Okay,
Unit.
great. This is Underworld by Talk Show.
Underworld, undersound lately, I feel it out. 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 Feel it out, feel it out, feel it out, feel it out. He said, she said, can you feel
Unit. Absolute unit. I've got another track for you now.
Unit?
Let me talk to you about Michelle. A band we played on the show a few different times, obviously featured in our hype list last year. Massive fan of these guys. So they are, I guess the best term is like they're a collective from New York, kind of making this, I don't know, really slick, like amazingly, like, you know, sun-kissed, if you will, not like the Raisins, just, you know, that's the vibe.
Well, it's like what's happened to the raisins to turn them into delicious little raisins.
Do you remember those like raisin boxes? Those little small red ones with there's like the lady on the front who's there like wants some raisins. Do you remember that?
Yes, the Sun Maid.
That was it. Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
she's the maid that
Brings the sun.
I don't know. Sun Maid makes it sound like she's like farming sun.
Yes, whereas like
I don't really know.
actually the raisins are it. Anyway, we've pulled in
But
another
they
direction.
did have one where the mascot's a big raisin, and that's terrifying because raisins are scary.
Yeah.
They're big.
You want to bump into a raisin on a night out. That's all I'm saying.
You wouldn't.
Like dense and thick skin, leather skin.
Mm.
Oh God! Much better
Horrible.
than that though is this song, which is called Syncopate. Yeah, a nice continuation of everything they've kind of done before. Also, only 2 minutes long. Not messing about on this, Jake. To the point.
So it's like a raisin. It's concentrated flavour.
Yes, it's a big fan of these guys. I think they just are so creative, and they like their melodies are like ridiculous. Like everything they've put out so far. Like I think you remember like Sunrise, The Bottom. Really, really, really great tracks. So I'm just really excited that they're kind of like coming back now. This track shows that they're just continuing that spirit, and it's just they're getting even sharper. What they're doing. They've got an album coming out called After Dinner We Talk Dreams. Don't we all? So that's coming out. Yeah, it should be coming out. It doesn't actually say a date. Soon. Here's hoping. Oh, wait. Here you go.
At some point.
28th of January, 2022. 28th of January,
2022.
2022.
Oh, that feels so long ago, but I guess it isn't long ago. Long away.
But it's coming.
A while away. It is coming. Christmas soon.
Yay! They're playing the Lexington in London, 9th of February as well. So it's all going on. I'm looking forward to the album. It's going to be really, really nice. These guys are great. So yeah, let's stop the jibber jabbering and let's get to the listening labyrinth. This is Syncopate by Michelle. Yeah, here you go.
We syncopate. What are we doing here? You're stripping me bare.
Lovely.
Lovely.
Perfect raisiny track.
Oh, gorgeous stuff. Gorgeous stuff. Jake, do you have one more for us this week?
I do. Don't, will, won't, which is the song I'm going to play.
Hey.
Larry Pink, the Human, which is Laurie from Slaves project with Jolie and Thomas.
Correct.
That's
Bam.
right.
There it is.
Good.
Facts.
Got the Thomas.
Yes.
Just the surname vanished from my mind as I started saying that. They released a mixtape called Mwonk's Tape, which I believe might actually be mixtape with a 1 instead of an I, but I can't be sure. Wow. Don't think that was that funny.
Sorry.
But who am
It was
I to
just.
judge?
It was just when I was. Just when I was drinking.
Just when you were
more,
spilling some more
no,
green tea.
I was having more of the green tea
How
because
much green tea? How much green tea do you
I've
have?
got like a bucket of it that I'm just siphoning into
Honestly.
myself. Honestly, it's so damp on my chest now. It's horrible. But no,
Wow.
back to this track though. Yes, this is a nice track, isn't it?
It is. Do, don't, will, won't. So loads. I mean, all of the stuff from Larry Pink, the Human, has been so different to the Slave stuff, which is kind of the point,
Yeah.
obviously. And it's been a lot more calm, a lot more chilled out. When I interviewed the guys, Laurie said he wanted to make music you could cook your eggs to in the morning.
Aw, That's nice.
So yeah, it's really interesting to see, like, obviously when they were 18 and they started Slaves and they were making that kind of shouty punk stuff, and now as, you know, a bit older and a bit more just a different direction in what they want to do. And I think the first couple of tracks really showed that bit. To have a whole mixtape of it, and especially I think this song, No Wrong, No Right, just is, you can very much feel this is what they've been aiming at. I think this is a really, really good example of that. And I just really, really enjoy it. It's just, I think it's genuinely quite different to a lot of other stuff out there. And yeah, it is perfect to cook your eggs to, I think.
Famously. I'm glad that they've achieved that goal now. I've reached that point, but yeah, I really like this stuff, and I think it's not one of those things like with Sundara Karma, where it's like people just willing to go and just try whatever they want, and just like willing to kind of give it a go and not resting on their kind of laurels.
Well, it felt like that with the first couple of tracks, didn't it?
Yeah.
They were quite different, and it did very much feel like you were listening in real time to someone working out what they wanted to do, which I think is quite cool to hear, especially when Jolien's done a load of stuff before, and obviously Laurie has as well. So you're hearing people that know what they're doing work out what they want to do, rather than hearing people that have no fucking clue how to make something sound good.
Panic.
So yeah, any new bands out there, don't follow this example, because you will look back at what you released and think, Jesus Christ, I can't believe that's in the public domain.
And it lives forever. Just a reminder.
It does.
It lives forever.
Just like Liam Gallagher.
Famously.
This is Do Don't Will Won't by Larry Pink the Human.
And I've got time, that's the coolest bit, because what's time without you in it? In my dreams I'm alone, left out in the cold, and it hurts more than words. It's out of my hands, nothing to do. Sit back and watch, stay strong for you, and we're in so much deeper than we ever knew.
Wonderful stuff. Bit of a tongue twister, that name, though, I will say.
No.
Anyway, on to our album of the week, ladies and gentlemen. This week, it is the big moment, the big coronation,
The Lil moment.
the Lil Big moment, as with Lil Nas X, with Montero. Huge stuff, hotly anticipated. Kind of like a lot of, ever since Old Town Road kind of came out, it was like, right, what is that big moment with the big album going to look like? And here it is. How do you feel about Lil Nas X in general, Jake? Have you been a fan
Love him.
since
Think
day
he's
one?
Great. But something I found out recently, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. Do you know where the name Montero comes from?
No, I do not. I must say.
So the album is named Montero because that's Lil Nas X's real first name,
Ah,
right?
right. Okay, yeah, nice.
But He was named after the Mitsubishi Montero, apparently.
Oh, right.
A type of car.
What's let's have a look
The
at this
one
car.
that's marketed as the Shogun
Oh,
in the UK.
Okay, let me have a look at this little fella.
There's not really any more explanation than that. It's just Wikipedia, early life and education. He was named after the Mitsubishi Montero. His
Nice.
parents divorced when he was 6.
Hopefully not related to the car. I would hope
I
in
mean,
that situation.
yeah, fingers crossed.
Who knows?
But,
Who knows?
Who knows? But yes, big fan of Lil Nas X. Old Town Road, obviously great. But since then, stuff he's been doing, the mixtape, the EP he released, had that great track with Cardi B. Panini was great, and then the stuff that's been coming off this album, it's just really good to see. Kind of, it's kind of that pop trap stuff taken to its natural conclusion in that it is very, very poppy, but also not lacking in substance, and also the fact that like I like trap music, I really enjoy it, but it is nice to see someone rapping about stuff that's so far outside of what the common themes are for this, and being openly gay in a genre that hasn't always been welcoming to that.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of that plus the man makes bangers.
It's
So-
true. It's true. It's all bangers. I thought it could be, it was one of those things when Old Town Road came out, there was definitely a sense of like, this could easily be just like a novelty hit. It's a one-hit wonder.
Oh yeah,
and
I
that
mean, if you
happens.
look at like the lineage that came out of like Fetty Wap, Designer,
Of course.
with Panda.
Yeah.
Who else? There was guy whose name I've forgotten because he's vanished so far from the face of the earth. So yeah,
A lot of that, though. There's a lot of those kind of like,
There
there's a lot
is.
of that sort of world and that tunes where it's like they come in, it happens, you're like, oh wow, that was the biggest thing in the world, and then it's gone. And I'm really glad that Lil Nas has, especially with this album, just
Check
made
Wes.
Check Wes, of course.
That's who I was trying to
Of
think
course.
of.
Yeah.
And also, I do think with all of these as well, they were all tipped. This is the thing; it was so hard to tell with Lil Nas X because they were all tipped. They were all signed, or they were supported by
doing
other
big
rappers.
stuff.
They weren't all just like one-hit wonders. They had the hit, and then it really looked like they were going to follow up. And then for whatever reason, it just didn't have the same impact. Some of them are still making music as well, and still being successful, but they never quite managed to do what Lil Nas X has done, which is be huge.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Every track's been massive. And he hasn't released an album. It's been ages and ages. I saw him at Glastonbury, which was his first international performance. And obviously that was pre-pandemic. There's been so long, and he's maintained the momentum. Every track's been an absolute banger. Like, he knows exactly how to use social media and the media. And now he's finally released the album, which kind of increases the pressure, right?
Yeah.
Because like it's like, okay, you have been talking the talk for months and months and months, but here's the actual body of work. And I really think he smashes it like completely.
It's a huge one. Let's have a listen to I guess the album title track, really. This is Montero, Call Me By Your Name.
Call me when you want, call me when you need. Call me in the morning, I'll be on the way. Call me when you want, call me when you need. Call me out by your name, I'll be on the way. Like, I wanna sell what you're buying. I wanna feel on your ass in the wire. I want that jet lag for fucking and flying.
If you have managed not to hear that song over the past few months, then I don't know what you've been doing.
That was your introduction, then wow.
Yeah, like if that was us being like, oh wow, just discovered this new song, then I don't know what's been going on. With this album, I really like is how it tries so much like in different genres. Like it goes from different things, like like Lost in the Citadel sounds like basically like an American indie band would sound potentially in the places with that. It goes from the out and out big pop hits, but then verges into more acoustic led stuff. More like I think it's amazing how he managed to put it together.
He's really earned that as well, though, right? Because he's such a strong brand that it doesn't matter what genre it's in. It's really obvious that it's him, and it's still got all that in it. And yeah, I think like there are some, he is, I think, still stronger on that kind of pop trap stuff that made him big.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything on here really that's bad. There's nothing I wanted to skip at all.
No, No, and it's just interesting, every single element of it, you know. It's putting out an album that's like, you know, and all that pressure that will have come with it, you know. I think everyone was waiting for, right, what is that album going to look like then? What is it going to be like?
I think a lot of people had already decided that it wouldn't be, you know, it would be like gimmicky style over substance. Like, so to, you know, I think almost the expectation was for it to not work.
Yeah.
So it's not like everyone's gone into that and thinking, oh, it's going to be great, and then it's kind of done well because everyone assumed it was going to. Like, it does feel like, as weird as it sounds, the odds were kind of stacked against this doing well, or at least being like well received. And I think he's really, and I think it's as much as the genres are different, it's a very cohesive. There are themes running throughout, you know, about being gay, coming to terms with sexuality, being, you know, coming out to a world that he thought would dismiss him or attack him for it. And then also just the, like, all the stuff like people telling him to go to hell for being gay, so he made the, obviously Montero, the video where he does that.
He certainly does. Gets involved with Satan, you know.
So yeah, there's always that kind of internet, you know, it's a very memey internet humor that he's got to, like, that deals with this kind of stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you kind of like touched on it there. I think there's a lot of people that would have wanted him to fail. You know, this, like, do you know what? You know, he had that big song, and do you know what? Like, is, you know, like you say, is it too gimmicky, etc., etc. And I think just for everything that he represents and everything that kind of comes with that, and kind of like, you know, the criticism at times and some of the stuff that he has to put up with, being able to deliver this album is just like a real statement of just like, wow, this is someone who is not just here for 15 minutes of fame. This is someone who's got the ability to try all these different things, can jump on a track and have Elton John playing piano on it, while also doing another two.
I take issue with that. You can't.
I knew you would. I knew you would.
Look, no, right.
It's not actually on Lil Nas. It's not actually on him. It's on Elton. This.
Nah, but well, because when Lil Nas did the album announce, it had like all the features that were going to be on it, and I feel like, you know, when you go to a festival and it's like got like so and so brackets DJ set.
Yeah,
they should do that for Elton John. Elton John brackets piano
set. Yeah,
because if you went to see Elton John live and he just played piano and didn't sing, you'd be pissed off.
Yes.
So like, if I see an Elton feature, I want Elton. You know,
you want the full shebang. You want what you've paid your money for. But that's one of many different features that works really, really well on this. The ability to do all of that and bring it all together, I think, is just really, really exciting. And I think there's just like, there's tracks on here that just like, what I like about it is there's definitely tracks on here that some people will come and listen to and be like, oh, I don't like these sort of tracks, but I do like this. I don't like this, but I like that. I think people can find something in this album for everyone. And it just works really well and stands out. And I think, like you say, it kind of answers those critics who are like, oh, this isn't gonna, this is not a thing, it's just gonna be a short time thing with a few tracks and that'll be it. I think this sets him up as like potentially one of the biggest stars in the world, you know, one of the biggest forces in culture anyway. And
a real like you know, he is very much like pushing and changing culture rather than following it. Like, he is one of those rappers where it does feel very much like they're changing the genre. Like, I think in the way that you could say years ago, like Outkast did, for example. And it's like, especially Andre 3000. And then people like, when people say like Travis Scott or Young Thug, people like that, people that actually change the environment so much that the rappers that come after them just have to say, well, that's, you know, that they were one of the reasons that this happened. And I think with Lil Nas X, he's kind of opened up a whole new opportunity for a genre here where it is pop music.
Yeah.
Because hip hop was bigger than pop, right? In America, that was this big thing. Hip hop became the biggest genre. But so much of it is still centered around a lot of the underground hip hop stuff, the kind of topics, the machismo, the fact that only like straight men were really, you know, even this thing of people saying like that, like there's only ever one big female rapper at a time, and the second Megan Thee Stallion came through, people were like, well, her and Cardi B are obviously going to fight, for no reason other than sexism, you know, and the fact that like Lil Nas X has come out as gay. not just come out as gay, but on his songs he brags about it in the same way you would brag about like cars or money.
Just like
it's like a status symbol, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is so important because it's not just being gay, but like all of these things that normally would be considered like something to use as an insult in hip hop. Just, he has changed it to the point where I feel like there's a lot more space now for someone who isn't in a very narrow definition of what was considered fine.
Yes.
Who can now be like, well, this is a genre I can do something in.
Yeah, exactly. It's wonderful stuff. It's great to see. And obviously, with the album to back it up as well. Huge stuff.
Plus, man's got bangers.
Does have bangers. Shall we listen to another track from the album, Jake? What do you think we should listen to? There's a range of different tracks and different styles. But what do you think?
Yeah, we were talking about this before.
Yeah.
And I think for radio friendliness, the bangers, right?
Yes.
So I'm going with $sign Slime, which features Megan Thee Stallion. But we were also thinking of playing the Miley Cyrus one, which is a beautiful song, but I don't think is a banger because it's slow and not
Fuck
a
it,
banger.
talk about who's in the whereabouts. I walk in Neiman's and Marcus, I'm buried out. Walking the bank and say, fuck it, let's clear it out. I'm the same $sign slime, they gon' hear me. I'm the same $sign slime, they gon' feel me. I'm the same $sign slime. I'm the same $sign slime.
Real hot girl shit. They can't stop me. Say I can't do it, bitch, watch me. All you lame hoes turn hate into a hobby. Damn, watching me gotta turn you on. I should have my own category in porn. Ooh, I'm just such an obsession. Tea about me, your IG suggestions. Say, no ad on prosthetics.
There it was.
And there it is.
Oh.
Yeah, what a banger.
Huge banger.
Jamie?
Yes.
We've got to push on. We can't wallow in the past. We can't keep talking about albums.
Aww.
Sometimes we've got to talk about other things. And I was wondering whether you had any maybe things that you could sing that would push us on to something
I don't
new.
think anyone has ever asked, do you have anything that you can sing that will push us on? I don't think anyone's ever approached me with that sort of suggestion, I feel.
Well, I'm approaching you now.
All right.
And I'm thinking maybe you could woo the nation with that sweet song that only I ever hear, Jamie. Take it public.
Hold on, you've just slipped something. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess so. Following on from Lil Nas X and Megan Thee Stallion. Of the week.
Wow, that was nice at the end. That little
Does that little touch,
end
little
was
touch,
nice.
little change to it? That was quite nice. Yeah, do a little bit of that. What can I say? We're trying to, we're into a new season, if you will, of the show. So I thought, give it a little bit of a, a bit of pizzazz that dives on in. Shall I read this tweet? We've got one tweet.
We have, yes, but I enjoy it very much.
We've got one
yes,
tweet.
Please do.
So let me just lay out the context. So a member of the public tweeted and said, hey, at Maggie Rogers, where have you been? Your boy is ready for some music. So obviously, clearly, wanting to find out what's going on. Maggie Rogers has responded just with a picture of a Harvard University student ID card with her face on it, and just said, lol, I'm in grad school. So Maggie Rogers off doing many different things during this time. It shows that even if while we're waiting for music, Maggie's doing her own stuff. How do you feel taking that time to go back to grad school, Jake?
I quite like the way she said it, really. Like, lol, I'm in grad school. As if like, oh shit, I forgot to tell you all that was the thing that was happening. But yes, by the way, I'm in grad school.
Also, I like the idea that it's very much like, looked at the mentions, just like, oh shit, yeah, actually. Yeah, sorry, been doing some other stuff, actually. Just a short, small, quick response. Also, shout out,
Yeah, just a quick sort of like, oh, yeah, I'm in grad school, here's a photo, and then just back to it.
Yeah.
Dip in, dip out.
Stuff going on. I'm a big fan as well of just the student ID photo. Is always an interesting one.
They're never good.
It's never
they?
good for anyone. No, like my one definitely looked like I was in a dark room being held captive. It never goes well. But Maggie rocking a new look. I'm fully in. But she has also followed up.
Although she does still it still very much looks like a student ID photo, doesn't it?
Yes.
Still got that kind of here's the camera. Where is it? Oh, we've taken the picture now. And you're like, what? At what point in that did you think I was ready for a picture to be taken?
Yeah, there always is, isn't it? It's always the quick and 3, 2, it's already taken. So there you go. Whoa. I am not ready for this behaviour at all. Not one bit. To follow up, though, Maggie has also just said she's studying the spirituality of public gatherings and the ethics of power in pop culture. And yes, music is coming. So ultimately, chill out.
All good.
Maggie's doing everything. You're going to get the music.
Sounds like it.
Going to get the studies. Makes me kind of feel like I've wasted the past 18 months of my life. But
yeah, that's what's finally made you realise. Think
what?
that.
When did it happen for you?
Not yet, but soon come.
Soon come. Join us in this joyful celebration of time, and by realising that everyone else is doing a lot better than we are. But I'm looking forward to seeing Maggie Rogers come back. That'd be nice. That'd be good fun. You could say that
it will. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to read her thesis. That sounds like a bit much for me.
All right. We'll see. We'll do a collective reading on air when all done and dusted. If you could just send that over to me, Maggie, be greatly appreciated. We can go from there. Be great.
I presume if it's grad school, then I think that's the same as PhD study over here, maybe.
It's all like is it a master's or is it a PhD? I'm not sure.
I don't know, but if it's PhD, then it will be published, so it will be findable.
Great. Great.
So yeah, could be out there.
Yeah, makes you think, doesn't it? Like when you sit at home staring out the window, what you could be doing with life.
Oh, I don't have any windows.
It's probably for the best. As we sit in our dark enclosed caves. This is Maggie Rogers with "Give a Little." Maggie Rogers, give a little. Always give a little. In fact, actually, no, give a lot if you can.
We've given a lot. We've given it our all. And now we
really
are husks, ready to die.
We've given everything we have to this week's show. But unfortunately, I think that now draws to a close. Our wonderful time together, unfortunately.
Have you got any predictions for the coming week, Jamie?
Yeah, I reckon what I'm going to do is... I'm going to go and see Tom Jones on Wednesday. Get back home, maybe stay there for about an hour, get to Rochester Castle for a gig, come back, get up at 7 a.m. in the morning, go to Whipsnade Zoo, stay over on a lumpy pillow, wake up at 7 a.m. again, then go to London Zoo, and then come back on the Sunday. I reckon that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll tell you what, mate. I wouldn't recommend it.
Wouldn't recommend it. Okay.
No.
Okay. I'm glad to check. What about you, Jake? What do you think is going to happen in the next week?
Nothing. I think we're going to have a day, and you're going to go on the BBC News app, and it's just nothing's happened.
It'll be a shrug.
Nothing has occurred today.
BBC News at 6 p.m. is just a shrug.
Yeah, they're just them looking dead at the camera and going, "I'm sorry."
You got nothing. Nothing. Anyway, night everyone. That's it.
Yeah, I don't even have any facts this week. Sorry, guys, or advice or anything. We
will be back next week though with some more fun and games,
and hopefully we'll be slightly more alive.
Yes, and we'll be joined by a special guest, but we can't say who the special guest is now because the special guest is a mystery.
Great, good stuff. Thanks, mate.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.